traders, Cousin Vinny coming to you on April the 16th after hours with a look at Yahoo and a few other trades possibly setting up for tomorrow. Yahoo beat at 12 cents, I believe, but it's down after hours and it's currently down $1.18 at 22.83. So if it stays down here tomorrow, we'll look for this box to hold. Alright, and if you don't know the system here, you can check out the video I posted a few days ago with regard to using the 10 EMA and the 30 MA for what I call a box trade when prices pull back in between these two zones. Okay, you can see the last 3 successful trades have done well. We got out on this candle here, missed these 2 days, but did well nonetheless. Southwest Airlines, I mentioned that this was a box trade. We saw a low yesterday, but the 30 period held. And today we saw a green candle, and this was our buy opportunity here at 12.90 and change. Okay, so my target here is this upper trend line, this recent high. Looks like we'll pop through this tomorrow. We're currently trading, well, we closed at $13.18, so right where we're at the highs of the day. Cree was a good box trade using the same technique. We had a 30-10 crossover right here, and we ran up. We buy the first pullback, which is where we got in here. We didn't trade this. You could have traded it using different techniques, but using this particular method or strategy, we waited till we got this pullback and we buy the first candle. You might have bought here and still maybe not gotten stopped out, but did well in this particular trade. And then we moved higher again on this trade. This is outside of the zone, so it's really not that great of a buy area, but once we got back above the 30 period, this would have been a buy signal. This range in here, I believe GTO had mentioned, so people like Dave Trader Bootcamp got into this. Triple D 3D Systems, we talked about this crossover last week, and we said we were looking for a pullback into the zone. We didn't get a pullback, but we did get a red candle and came down and held the 10 period EMA, and this candle pushing back up would have given you a nice profit today had you taken that signal. Still looking for this to hold, possibly move a little bit higher, and the EMA and the MAs will turn back up. Regardless, this trade is out of the zone now, so you'd be chasing at this point, taking this trade. If for some reason this dips back down into this zone here, this box, then you might have a trade. Looking at MACD, we are tapering off on the momentum, and if we look at stochastics, we did a crossover for the most part. So keep an eye on this one. XLU, XLP, and XLF did fairly well yesterday. They held at their 10 period. They came down and tested this box here inside the zone and bounced, so that was a good trade. Looking at XLP, the consumer staples, we can see we had a nice reversal here as well. So you got your buy just like you did here and here and here. We've been holding this 10 period EMA all the way up, and stochastics is embedded. So if you look at some components of XLP, we just go here to our drop down, type in Spider, and look for the ETFs, consumer staples right there, and we'll just go right down through the list, and you can see you got a box trade here. Okay, this is a really nice gap up on Coca-Cola. We had our crossover right here. Okay, so you buy this first pullback. Okay, I tend to like when you have the 10 period and the 30 period a wider area to deal with. So this was a better trade here, obviously, as well as this one, but should have been chasing. Let's take a look at some other stocks in this group. You can see where we had a box trade here. Hershey doing well. Nice big candle here today. Stochastic still has room to go on nice volume. Campbell's Soup. GTO has been known to trade this in the past. Had a nice trade here, and again here, and we've been holding the 10 period. So when we held this yesterday, that would have been a sign on that sell-off that this would have been a good trade today. This is a nice one here. You see a base and break here. We had this nice sideways base. We broke out. We had a crossover right here. Okay, so there's your little crossover after that base and break. And then you had your first pullback right there, and again here for a good trade. CLX, Clorox. I saw Trader Stewie talking about this today, as well as Pepsi and a few others. Johnson & Johnson, I believe, to extended. Colgate-Palmolive had a nice box trade here. We held the 10 period, came down and tested yesterday. It was a little weaker than the other charts I just mentioned, but we had a nice reversal. When you saw this going green today, and the XLP was green from the start, and it held the 10 period yesterday, that would have been a sign to watch some of these stocks. Kellogg, good box trade today. In the zone again, between the 10 period and the 30. Hope you don't get tired of me saying that, but these are the components. And the Spiders consumer staples had a nice box trade there on Dr. Pepper. Kroger, that was previous one was Kroger. I jumped to it too quick. That was a really nice reversal there. You'd have bought the first green candle, watching what Stochastics was doing, and you would have been in this trade today. Okay, because we held a 10 period on all that selling yesterday. Hormel, another good box trade. And we had a nice reversal here. So if you had missed this one, you could have gotten to this one today on this reversal green, holding the 10 period EMA. Kraft, nice consolidation here. This is a good one. We're inside day, a Harami candle. This could continue to go higher, so this might still be a buy tomorrow. I'd keep an eye on the XLP and action tomorrow. Watch when you go to take this trade, go to your 5-minute, okay, and you want to see a nice smooth upsloping 5-minute, okay, the same as you see this nice downsloping, how this held prices back as we were trading lower. You want to see a nice upsloping 5-period EMA, okay, or 5-minute with the 20 and the 20 and the 50 period tomorrow to get into this trade if you decide to take Kraft. Kimberly-Clark, that one really got away. You see this box trade here. You wouldn't have taken this, right? So you would have seen the crossover in your stochastics as well for your signal, as well as this reversal, this 3-candle reversal. One low, a lower low, and then a reversal to a higher low in 3 candles. You could have watched it on your 60-minute. Pepsi, Trader Stewie was talking about this today. You had a couple of different buy signals there. Costco, got a nice signal there today. Stochastic is still pointing down, so I'd watch this tomorrow. The crossover wasn't that long ago. The other thing about crossovers is that you want to watch for a nice smooth uptrend, but you also want to watch how long ago was the crossover and how many pullbacks you've had in that particular position. Walmart, you see this is getting a little extended. You had the crossover, well, it's January, so it's only 3-4 months, so yeah, this is from the crossover. You got 1, 2, third stage pullback is a little riskier when you're looking for trades using this method. So here's your crossover. There's your first pullback, second pullback, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. This is tending to get a little bit extended, so I would expect to see this to top out and turn over at some point. The longer the trend, the more likely it is that we'll see a pullback, substantial pullback. Alright, so here's your first pullback. Excuse me, here's your crossover. Okay, this ran really nice. The first pullback, there's your flag there. Moving sideways, and you had a nice touch of the EMAs. So this is really only your second stage base on Campbell's soup. Can this move higher? Sure it can, but gets to your third stage base, you take a smaller position than you would, say, on the first pullback. Okay, so that's just a few trades you're looking at. XLP. If you look into XLF, just looking at one short just for an example, when we had this crossover up here, okay, you buy your first pullback into this zone. This is your first pullback. That would have been your first opportunity using this technique to short Caterpillar. You can see how many areas where you had additional areas where you could have shorted. And recently where I shorted this for the first time on Caterpillar was, what was it, Wednesday? Monday, Tuesday, on Thursday. We traded this in the Day Trader Bootcamp chat room when GTO pointed it out in the chat room. Okay, so that was a nice one. When I looked at the chart, I saw that this was in a downtrend and that we were testing the zone here, or set up a box trade. So we took this short and did quite well. I didn't follow it all the way down. I believe I got out on this candle here. So I chickened out and I missed this whole candle here. But stochastics was pointing lower, so that would have kept you in the trade. Okay, I hope this helps. This is Cousin Vinny from Day Trader Bootcamp. Take care, and we'll see you in the room tomorrow.